You won't believe how fast things changed for Jackie Christie. One moment, she was shining as one of the most bold and talked about stars on Basketball Wives, and the next, she was being dragged into one of the biggest fraud cases in celebrity history. Let me tell you, this isn't just another reality TV scandal. This story had everything: luxury, lies, and a $300 million twist no one saw coming. Jackie had always been known for her fierce energy, her over-the-top loyalty, and yes, the drama. Fans loved her for being real, loud, and unfiltered. But behind the screen, something darker was building. What started as just another flashy business move turned into a massive legal nightmare. Jackie was linked to a real estate investment that promised the world green buildings, help for minority-owned businesses, and huge returns. It sounded perfect. It sounded like a smart, empowering deal. But here is the shocking part. None of it was real. This is where it gets interesting. Jackie didn't just invest in this so-called luxury development. She became its biggest promoter. She posted about it, talked about it in interviews, and even brought in other big names from her celebrity circle. According to leaked emails, she called it the future of urban wealth. But behind closed doors, federal investigators were starting to connect the dots. The entire project was fake. A Ponzi-style setup where new investor money paid off old promises and then vanished. What makes this story different? Jackie might have known more than she ever admitted. Early filings showed she signed off on wire transfers, appeared at invite-only events that promoted fake numbers, and even received large payments directly from investor funds. By the time whispers started in late 2023, a few brave investors came forward claiming they hadn't seen a single return. They started asking questions. And guess whose name kept popping up? Jackie's. The craziest part? People still believed her. She kept smiling, posting, and pushing the dream. But behind the filters and captions, everything was falling apart. By January 2024, the first civil lawsuit hit. Jackie was officially named along with 4 others. The charges? Fraud, conspiracy, and misrepresentation. That lawsuit opened the door, and the feds walked right through it. The Department of Justice launched a criminal investigation. Suddenly, it wasn't just about money, it was about possible prison time. And destiny took an unexpected turn. This wasn't some back alley scam. This was a high-level operation that ran through shell companies, offshore accounts, and fake consulting firms. At the center of it all, Jackie Christie. Whether she meant to or not, she had helped sell the lie to hundreds of investors. The numbers were insane. $300 million lost. That's not just money, that's life savings, retirement funds, and family futures gone. And the deeper investigators dug, the worse it got. As the investigation moved forward, more ugly truths came to the surface. Court documents revealed that Jackie wasn't just smiling for the cameras. She was deeply involved in the business side of the project. Emails showed her talking strategy with developers, not about construction plans or updates, but about how to keep the energy high on social media and how to bring in more names before the quarter closes. And here's the part that left people stunned. Those emails were sent after the financials had already started to fall apart. The truth was, the project was already failing, but Jackie kept pushing it like everything was fine. But here is the shocking part. While investors were losing sleep, Jackie was out hosting luxury investor events in Malibu and Turks and Caicos. These weren't just parties. These were carefully planned gatherings meant to impress, to keep confidence high, to make people believe the dream was still alive. Prosecutors said those events were nothing more than a cover-up. The bank accounts tied to the company were nearly empty. Yet, the champagne was still flowing. It got even darker. Forensic accountants traced over $2 million from investor money straight into Jackie's personal business account. That account, according to court filings, wasn't even connected to the development legally. It was hers, and the money, it was allegedly spent on luxury cars, jewelry, and exotic vacations, most of which were proudly shown off on her Instagram. The very platform she used to build trust was now being used as evidence against her. And then came the nail in the coffin. Surveillance footage from a private investor event showed Jackie on stage presenting slides with growth projections. Those slides came from a marketing firm that, according to investigators, didn't exist just a few weeks earlier. Even crazier, Jackie was listed as a co-founder of that firm under a fake name. It looked like she didn't just promote the scam, she helped build it. Her legal team tried to clean it up, calling her just a face, just a celebrity who got caught in a bad deal. But the documents said otherwise. The judge overseeing the civil case didn't hold back. He called it a deliberate, deceptive orchestration of public trust for private gain. That one sentence shook the entire entertainment world. If Jackie wasn't just a pawn, but actually helped plan this out, then the case wasn't just serious, it was historic. And just when the public thought it couldn't get more intense, it did. The judge ordered Jackie and her partners to repay $300 million. That number, $300 million, was one of the largest rulings ever made against a celebrity in a fraud case. Jackie, the same woman who once called herself the Queen of Basketball Wives, was now facing the very real possibility of losing everything. But here's where it gets interesting. This civil ruling didn't close the door. It opened another one. Within weeks, a criminal indictment followed. Jackie Christie was now facing multiple felony charges, including wire fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, and money laundering. If convicted, she could face up to 10 years in federal prison. So Jackie was officially indicted. That alone was massive. But then rumors started flying that she was ready to talk. And not just to her lawyers. Word on the street was Jackie might start cooperating with investigators to cut a deal and reduce her prison time. Now, this changed everything, because if Jackie flipped, that meant names, big names, could start coming out. And guess what? The DOJ already had a list. According to a leaked internal memo, at least 5 high-profile celebrities were under quiet investigation. 2 were retired NBA players, one of them allegedly a close friend of Doug Christie. Another was a Grammy-nominated artist who had publicly supported Jackie's project on social media. But what made this even crazier? These weren't just followers or casual supporters. Investigators believed they knew the project was shady and still encouraged people to invest. Jackie, it seemed, was the key to unlocking the entire operation. She had the phone records, the emails, the DMs, and what prosecutors found there shocked even them. She was using encrypted messaging apps to speak with her VIP circle, not just for friendly chats, but to discuss hush payments, scripted posts, and even ways to spin the story once lawsuits started rolling in. These weren't the conversations of someone who just got tricked. They were the moves of someone managing a collapsing empire. And then came the discovery that truly blew the case wide open. A folder on Jackie's business laptop labeled VIP Partners. Inside it, a spreadsheet with percentages promised to different influencers, names, payouts, private NDAs, even notes on which media outlets could be used to help bury bad press. This wasn't just fraud. This was organized, planned, protected. One anonymous former friend told a blog, Jackie wasn't just the face, she was the plug. People trusted her because she made it all look so real. But when things started going bad, she told everyone to stay quiet. She said she'd fix it. That's when it really hit people. Jackie had power, influence, and she used it not just to build the brand, but to hold it together when it was already falling apart. The industry started to panic. Celebrities who once called Jackie a friend unfollowed her overnight. PR teams scrambled to release statements, trying to distance their clients from the chaos. Meanwhile, fans on social media began digging into old posts, looking for signs, clues, anything they missed. And as we all know, in the age of screenshots, nothing ever really disappears. But the biggest twist, Jackie's lawyers reportedly entered early talks for a plea deal. That deal would mean turning over emails, voice notes, financial records, and, if needed, testifying in court against the other big names. And suddenly, this wasn't just Jackie's fall. It was the start of what some were calling the Fire Festival of the influencer world. As the media storm exploded and the court documents started going public, Jackie Christie's carefully crafted image began to collapse. Her empire, the one she built through reality TV, business deals, and social status, was falling apart right in front of her eyes. And the fallout? It was personal. Let's start with her family. Doug Christie, her longtime husband and former NBA player, had always stood by her side. Their relationship was known as ride or die. But insiders close to the family said this scandal pushed even Doug to his limits. He has spent years rebuilding his name after basketball, working in coaching, staying away from controversy. Now, because of Jackie, his name was being dragged into financial audits. Even though Doug hadn't been named in any charges, his connection to Jackie and their shared accounts put him at risk. One source revealed that league officials were already asking quiet questions behind the scenes. His job, his career, his peace, all hanging by a thread. And Jackie's daughter, Takari Lee, the one she had a strained and very public relationship with, posted a cryptic quote on social media right after the scandal hit. Some things finally come to light when darkness can't hide them anymore. Fans instantly connected the dots. Old wounds between mother and daughter were reopening. Takari had already accused Jackie of emotional neglect years ago. Now, with criminal charges and possible prison time, their family drama was back in the spotlight, messier than ever. Brand deals vanished. Companies that once proudly partnered with Jackie went silent or completely cut ties. Her Instagram, once full of glammed-up shoots and sponsored posts, started to go dark. She turned off comments on most of her recent uploads. People noticed. Rumors swirled that she was quietly selling off assets, cars, property, jewelry. Some said she was trying to prepare for what might come next, jail time, asset seizures, or both. Even Basketball Wives, her main platform, started to distance itself. Production reportedly suspended all filming that involved her. There were whispers of a spinoff centered around the scandal, but without Jackie's cooperation, it would never happen. After years of calling herself the queen of the show, Jackie was suddenly being erased from it. But the real question was, what would Jackie do next? She wasn't the type to disappear quietly. Reports claim she had started writing a tell-all memoir, not just about the case, but about the industry, the secrets, the betrayals. Some said she was even in talks with podcast networks and streaming platforms to tell her side of the story. A comeback, maybe, but one built on chaos. And yet, even with all of this, one thing was clear. The Jackie Christie people thought they knew was gone. What remained was a woman standing at the edge of everything she had built, watching it burn, facing 10 years in federal prison, carrying a $300 million judgment, losing friends, fans, and family by the day. The only question left, would she fight to the end or take everyone else down with her? Because this story wasn't just about fraud, it was about trust, about influence, and about how one celebrity's empire crumbled under the weight of secrets too big to hide.